Before we go into what I was going to kind of share with you tonight, how are things going? Do you have any questions? Is there anything I can help you with? Just kind of tell me how things are going for you.
Okay. I've kind of been, I was doing really well at reaching out, and then I kind of, with all of this going on, I got kind of lazy. So I know I need to get back into that and get out of that comfort zone. I've, off of the diamond thing, I kind of liked the idea of putting people into groups. The coach shared that story where she takes people like the letter A and puts them out there for a month. And those are the people she shares where, reaches out to. Because I feel like when you're going through 500 and some odd friends or whatever, you don't know where to start. And I find myself being selective, which I know isn't the right thing to do, but that's what I do. I'll go to people who I'm kind of more comfortable with. Yeah. And I know that I need to get over that. So,
okay.
That's my biggest, that's been my biggest downfall since the get-go is me reaching out. And I know that that's my problem.
Yeah. And you find that once you are doing it, that you get more comfortable with it, and then maybe something comes up and you get off track. Mm-hmm. It's hard to step back into that.
Yeah. Which I've been trying to be more productive with my posts, and I've tried to get, at least I know I schedule one for every morning, and then I've been trying to do some in the mid-afternoon because I don't have access to my phone. So then I need to get back into the habit of sharing my story and that stuff at night, which I've neglected doing. So I know I need to do that as well.
Something that's really helped me with that is putting a reminder on my phone. So I schedule it right into my calendar. So Wednesday I get a reminder, and I kind of staggered the time. So some nights it might be at 7:00, some nights it's at 7:30, some nights it's at 8:00. I will get a reminder of what I'm supposed to be sharing that night, so that I stop what I'm doing and I take that 5 minutes to make that post and make it happen.
Right.
Because sometimes that's just the reality. You get busy with whatever, life, the kids,
Right.
It happens. You sometimes work late nights, so it's just do that reminder. Okay, I have to get that done really quick, so that way it's out there, and that way you're putting it out in prime time too.
Right. Well, and I really have been in Sunday, I've been trying to do all my buffers, and I think even if I had those ready, not necessarily use my buffer app to do them, but had them in my notes or whatever, so I could just go in and copy them and plug them in there. It's just, it
would save time.
I'm trying to get more organized into that whole realm of that. If I could just get a day where nobody needed me.
One day, 2 hours probably, right? You could probably be super duper productive if you had 2 hours uninterrupted and nobody yelling, Mom.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Sunday, and then Sunday afternoon, because we had some stuff going on in the morning, and then we got home and I planted my mums because I needed to get those in the ground, and then I was coming in the house to do my stuff, and my mom called me. My phone died. Great.
Of course it did.
So I had to run and pick up her cell phone out at Point Place, and then go all the way out on the Monroe Street, and then take it all the way back. And by the time that got done, it was 6 o'clock at night.
Yeah. So life happens.
Yep.
And that's okay. We're gonna keep pushing along, right? It's just something that you got to try and find that balance, and it is easier though if you can set aside that time, just like meal prep. It's so much easier the more you can get done. If you sit down for an hour and you make your meal plan for the entire week and you bag some stuff up or whatever, it's the same thing with making your posts and kind of scheduling, or at least when you're going through your day, okay, this is what I'm going to be posting, and you can kind of think about it.
Right.
Or you can kind of think about what picture you're going to do, or if you start making your own fitness memes and stuff like that, that you can kind of start thinking about what you're going to be putting with that to pair with it.
Right.
Cool. Okay, so this week you would like to work on
reaching out more.
And one of the ways that you're going to do that is by doing the interest groups or the prospecting lists, right? so that you have like the A's and the B's and the C's or however you're going to break it down. Something that has also worked well for me, and I'm going to go to screen share here for a second, is because I too sometimes struggle with, let me close that, like who I've reached out to or who I should, because like if you go to your friends list, like here, it's going to show the people that you interact with the most. Right at the top, and then you're like, well, but then you try to scroll all the way down to the bottom, blah blah blah. So something I started doing is I'll go up here in the search bar and I'll just hit A. So then I do get all the A's.
Okay.
And I have them all right there, and then you can like hover their name, and sometimes what I'll do is I will right click and I'll open them in a new tab so that I can go and check out their profile there and see what's going on, and maybe like one of their last pictures, and then, bring that up in the conversation. If it's somebody that you talk to on a regular basis, or maybe you've recently seen a post from them and it jogs your memory and you're like, oh yeah, I just saw blah, 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 and they're doing this. Then what you can do is you can not right click. You can hover their name and you can directly message them from there. Okay. So that's, if maybe that helps, maybe it doesn't, if you want to do it the other way. I just wanted to show you something that was kind of helping me to go through my list without being so overwhelmed.
Right. The other thing I think that's scary is knowing, I mean, I have so many coaches now that have friended me, and it's like, oh, holy crap. I don't want to message one of them. I mean, and I know I first looked to see who I have mutual friends in common with. I would really like to get them all in their own little world. Where they're not part of my typical friends list, because I know can't you name them something different or put them in a different category other than friends?
You can create groups. We'll go back to screen share really quick here. Sorry, he wanted to ask me if he could have something.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, so like you can do, let's see, I don't even know if I have any over here anymore. Oh, and maybe it's in, so like you have family here. Let's see what, okay, so from your friends, you can just create a list. So I don't know, like they were calling them interest groups, but I kind of think that they were meaning more of creating a contact list. And you can create a list. And then you can add
whoever
there, and then once you create what the list is, so that you know where they are, and then you can go into that list. You can even, I think, if you go into that, you can even see just the news feed from those people.
Right.
So that you're not seeing everybody in your news feed.
Right. Which I'm really bad about. I get really sucked into that.
Yeah, that Facebook purity is huge to help save you from being so involved with that.
Yeah.
But it's hard because, or your notifications going off, that's hard too. You can shut your notifications off.
Right.
Which helps. I personally turn my phone goes on do not disturb from 9 p.m. until 7 a.m. So if I'm working until I go to sleep, if PJ falls asleep and I'm going to lay in bed and try and reach out to some of the people on my list or whatever, I'm not constantly getting notifications from them. I'm just doing my side of it, and then tomorrow I'll get back to it. Because another thing that happens to me is if somebody responds right away, then I get sucked into talking to just that one person instead of reaching out to more people. And an hour could go by really quickly and you're still in one conversation.
Right.
So, doing stuff like that too could help.
Okay.
What I would like to show you is if you can pull up your Team Beachbody and log in, and then once you're logged in, so we don't see your password or anything on here, do a screen share. And I kind of want to show you your volume and see where we can really maximize on your volume. The other thing I'll say is when coaches friend you, like if they're an immediate living healthy and fit or somebody that you're like going to potentially work with to do groups and stuff like that, I would friend them. If they're just a coach of Kelly's or something like that from the other teams, I would just ask them to follow you rather than friend you, so that that's one less person that you're like trying to sift through to see. You know, you have them on your contact list, but you don't want to reach out to them because they're already a coach.
Right.
And that, I mean, that's something that, and I posted that in Team Illuminate now. I posted that a few weeks ago because it's just, I'm not trying to be rude, but
right.
It becomes too much of a headache to try and sift through who are coaches and who are not when you get to it, you know, when your list grows.
Well, I don't know what has taken my webpage so long. Jeez, oh, please.
You hear PJ tickling Beckett in the background. Come on, internet.
Yeah, it's just like circling. I know I have a crap load of volume sitting out there.
I do too. And you've got to have close to what PJ has because you've been on. You're right underneath him, and we have Kelly, and then we have Kelly's second business center on that side. So it's like crazy.
I know. I kind of wish I would have put Matt on that leg, but I didn't know at the time. Well, actually, Michelle kind of messed me up because she signed up without telling me she was signing up.
You know what though? Like, if you,
I mean, it'll benefit us in the long run if I can get some coaches over there.
Yeah. So here's the thing, like, and I've been struggling with this because I have two girls that are going to be signing up their spouses soon, and like I didn't know, and Kelly didn't know to tell me when I signed up to be a coach when I signed PJ up. So I put him on my strong leg. I think that that's because the first coach was already on the other leg, and he was technically my second coach. And so I needed him there to go emerald.
Mm-hmm.
And it does benefit us because he has a super strong leg, and I really just have to work on building one leg. But the problem is, and I can see why all the big coaches tell you to put your spouse on your weak leg always. I used to always think if you're a strong recruiter, you should put them on your strong leg. If you're strong in sharing challenge packs and sales, then you should put them on your weak leg because you can generate more volume. But most of the big coaches will tell you to put them on your weak leg no matter what. And here's why I think that makes sense. I always thought it'd be easier to just have him on that strong leg to only have to build one. But now that I've been busting my hiney and added like 5 or 6 coaches to his account in the last month, all that's going to my strong leg, which is already crazy bananas strong, right? So if I would have been growing his team like that and had him on my weak leg, I would have been able to cycle so many more times on all that volume that's just sitting out there. So I agree that it is a better move to put them on your weak leg, because then when you do get to a point that you're really growing them to be diamond or beyond, you're being able to take advantage of that. So go ahead and go to your Coach Online office. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, either way, you're benefiting from their volume. It's just being able to offset.
Right.
So let's go to my business and then my volume. And then if you can, what did it do? Scroll down to where it says my volume if you can. There you go, my volume. Right underneath compensation. can get my calculator out here.
You want me to click on that?
Yes, on my volume.
Okay.
You want to bring up that grid that shows all your volume. I'm trying to bring up my calculator so I have it in front of me. Oh, yeah, bananas. Girl, you got some money sitting in the bank.
I know. And I said that to Matt. I said, if I could just get some coaches on your leg, if I could just get some coaches on your leg and get them to start selling, I said we would be raking in the money.
Yeah, not even just under him, just on his side. They wouldn't necessarily have to go under him unless you want him to go emerald and then start being able to piggyback.
Right.
So 6509 divided by 200 is 32 times, 32 and a half times that you could cycle. So 32 times at emerald, which is $14 a cycle, that's $448. That's just sitting in the bank. And as long as you stay active emerald,
right,
that's going to continue to grow. The moment that you fall below active, if you lose being active or if you lose emerald, then that's going to flush.
Right.
Oh, where did my thing go? So the way that I figured that is, can you see my cursor move on your screen? Or no, because it's not yours. Here, let me see. Let me see if I can do, yeah, here we go. I'll do annotation. Let me see if my stylist works, because this will probably be easier. Okay, so here, my stylist isn't going to work. Dang it.
You just took this figure right here, didn't you? The 6509.
Yeah. So I took this, the 6509. 6509 divided by 200, because you have to have 300. So one cycle is 300 points. 100 from your week, and your week is just it's not always the same for everybody, and it can alternate. Like eventually your left leg could be your strong leg. It's just whatever leg has more volume is considered your strong leg. And then 200 from your strong equals one bonus cycle. Okay? So the 6509 divided by 200 equals the 32. Right now at Emerald, you cycle $14 per cycle. At Diamond, which really isn't that far off. I mean, it really isn't. I know that it probably feels like an eternity away. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. It's really not, though, because once you find that consistency and once you find your rhythm, you're going to feel like it goes like this. You know what I mean? Once you get into that rhythm and it clicks, it's just going to keep going, and you're going to fire them off like rapid fire. Right. I went from signing one or two coaches every now and then, I couldn't even tell you, but like just every now and then, to pretty consistently signing 2 a month, to now it's pretty consistent to 4 a month. Which isn't huge. Like, I'm not growing like Kelly or Carolyn Marone or any of those people who are, going balls to the walls and signing 15 to 20 coaches a month, but it's still consistent. And think about the power of one. You've seen that grid before, right? Where it's if one coach signs one, that equals 2. And then it just compounds. Like, if you do the power of one, so if you sign one coach, and you teach that coach to sign just one coach. And if everybody does that, in a year, you'll sign 4,600 coaches. It's like, I don't remember the exact number, but it's like 4,600 coaches, which is crazy, right?
Right.
So that 32, like, let's take for an example, 32 times the 14, I said it was what, 448. So if we do 32 times 18, that's 576. That's considerably more.
Right.
So let's see, every 2 months, every 2 months you're cycling $14, right?
Right.
At your at the current status. So if we can reach out and share to grow that weak leg, I mean, how nice would that be if you were, I'm just seeing why that volume dropped so big from that month to that month, or from that week to the next week.
Yeah, isn't that weird right there?
Yeah, because you didn't cycle that. And if you go down further, it went from 94.91 to 59.34.
Right.
Okay. I'm not very smart. I am. This is not, okay. That's just that week. My brain was thinking we were looking at.
Oh, that's not my totals.
Yeah. So that's just weekly. So that 448 would have been what you would made that week. That week. If you go to, let me erase all this stuff off of the board. I'm sorry that if that confused you. That was definitely not my intent.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what you would have cycled. However, at Emerald, you cap at 250.
Right.
So, but still, 250 a week on this team cycle bonuses.
Right.
Okay. If you can go to, it should be my business, and then under my volume, there should be my carryover volume. Just to show you, for instance, how much money is really sitting in the bank.
Even more.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy. 305,000. So 305, 602 divided by 200 means you could cycle. There's 15,000 or 1,500 cycles there. 1,528 times. So let's do the math. 1,528, and we're going to do that at Diamond. Times $18 per cycle. Guess how much money that is?
A lot.
You could almost completely pay for your Ford Flex in cash. $27,500. Look at that smile. Yeah. If that ain't motivation, I don't know what is, because that's on your big dream list.
Right. I'd really like to have it when we go to Summit, but
say I will have it when we go to Summit. I will have it when I go to Summit. I'm going to be driving my ice blue with white top Ford Flex to Summit this year.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's crazy. So really, like, knowing those numbers and the potential that's there, $27,000. It's more than halfway to $28,000.
Right.
You know, I know that you guys have gone through some stuff recently with the house and your insurance and all that. Like, how nice would that be?
Yeah.
To have that, a couple hundred, $250 a week. That's an extra $1,000 a month.
Right.
And that's just on cycle bonuses. If you're capping out on your cycle bonuses like that, you're definitely growing your team, and you're definitely making matching bonuses, and you're going to be making fast start bonuses with enrolling coaches, and your commissions off of your regular customers. So, go ahead.
If we put Hannah on, I know she has talked about it, but if she would decide to do that, would we be best to put her on my left leg or put her under Matt and push Matt to Emerald?
I mean, really either way, because either way it's going to benefit you both. But if we want to get him to Emerald, because we're going to have to get him to Emerald to be Diamond anyway.
Right.
Then I don't see why it wouldn't be okay to put her under him.
Okay. I mean, I was just kicking that around. I don't think she's 100% ready yet, but I would want to put her wherever it would be most beneficial for her. I don't want to put her somewhere that's not beneficial for her.
Right. So what I would do, can you go to your graphical genealogy or your sponsorship? Go to your sponsorship drill down. That's a better way to look at it. I think that the best place to put her, because if she goes under you as a coach, she is, and you put her on Matt's side, you know, not, it'd be your personally sponsored, but under Matt.
Right.
Still going to help Matt because it's going to help with volume there, but it's not going to help him to rank advance.
Right.
Which ultimately helping him rank advance is going to help you.
Right.
If you do decide to put her under him, which will help to get him one step closer to Emerald, which is going to help you get one step closer to Diamond, and you're both still benefiting from the volume, putting her on his left leg. If you put her on his right leg, then that's going to be his weak leg. So it's basically so that she's benefiting from both of you signing coaches, it would be best to put her on his left.
Okay.
Kind of like if he would have been on your strong leg. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So because you're not going to be growing her business and she's going to be doing it herself, that's why I'm not recommending that you put her on the weak leg. That way she can benefit from both of you enrolling new coaches.
Okay.
Or, I mean, you know, with you enrolling coaches on both sides.
Right.
And the really cool thing is, you know, down the road is you can transfer the business centers into both of their names. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
That's like, you didn't know that you can do that?
No.
So what you're doing, building this business, think of it kind of like an insurance policy. Think of the income that you're growing right now that you are going to be using for your family is going to be residual income for your girls, because if something were to happen to you or down the road, you can transfer that into your children's names.
Okay.
That business that you build is going to go to them.
Okay.
Okay. So that's kind of another incentive is like, yeah, we all want our kids to be taken care of, but what's the best way to do that?
Right.
Insurance, yeah, there's insurance policies, but is that something that's really going to keep them, you know, afloat for the rest of their life?
Right. No.
You don't know. It might be. Might be if you have a really big insurance policy, I guess. But so that's another thing to think about.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that the best place to put her would be under Matt and on his left leg.
Okay.
Okay. And then we can put, you know, the next coach. What I would probably do for now, put her there because it's not going to hurt either way. And then your next coach that you enroll, I would work on getting your 4 coaches on that left leg and then putting that 5th coach under him to make him Emerald. Because the reason I'm saying that is, for one, getting him to Emerald, unless Hannah totally takes off and we need to start cycling with her, you're going to be paying more because you're going to be paying for club membership for him to be Emerald, and instead of being 50 PV, he's going to have to be at 90 PV.
Right.
So he's going to have monthly Shakeology. And if we work on growing your weak side, then we can maximize that volume that's just sitting there.
Right. Right. Well, and if we didn't even, I mean, eventually I would like to push his business center, but I could push someone else to Emerald and still push me to Diamond without him even.
Yes. But you would still have that you would only need one more coach. You know what I mean?
Right.
But allowing yourself to start cycling more and taking an advantage of that 305,000 volume that's sitting there, I think it's a better decision at this point, because rank advancement's nice. I mean, is rank advancement important to you, or is the income important to you?
Income.
Okay. So while the rank advancement and the recognition is nice and it's going to come as you grow,
right,
maximizing your income is going to be the best way to do things.
Right, right.
Especially if that's what you're focused on. If you're not so much worried about what your rank is. Look at Brooke. Brooke is Diamond. She was 1-star, but she had a really hard time keeping Wes at Diamond, and she said it was just too stressful. So she quit doing that. And every week for like the last 3 months, except for a handful of weeks, she's been the top earner in Team Cycle bonuses.
Right.
because she played her card smart and she stacked her weak leg to really maximize her volume.
Okay.
So I think that that's the best way to go.
Yeah, that's kind of been my goal, is to try to get my left leg, if I can get, when I get some coaches on, to get them on that leg and build that. So I'm like picking out instead of $14 every month or whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah, every other month. Yeah, that's what I would do, because if he's on 50 PV, so you figure to have 100 on that side, it's taking 2 months. Every 2 months you're cycling one time.
Right.
When you have the potential to really be cycling a lot more than that.
Right.
And I think Michelle's very driven, and she's kind of had an aha moment, and she's been pushing hard. So I think that that side is only going to continue to be strong.
Right. Right.
So you can take it off screen share if you want.
Yeah, she's starting to make me feel like a slacker.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes that's what we need.
Yeah.
Sometimes we look at people and we're like, man, she's like killing it right now. I need to step up my game.
Right.
I know I do that from time to time. Not that you want to compare yourself, but it's a good comparison, because you're using it as inspiration. You're not using it to grade yourself.
Right. Right.
But let that fuel your fire. Let that 27,000 sitting in the bank. Feel that fire for that forward flex. Go tell Matt that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I keep trying to get him to get it, to understand it. And I mean, I think him coming to Super Saturdays helps.
Yeah.
I think Summit will be a big eye opener for him.
Huge.
Yeah, I don't think he understands the numbers. So yeah, telling him that might help.
Well, and he's always welcome. Like, if he wanted to sit down and talk, and I can show him if he's a numbers person and he'd like to see it for himself, he's always welcome to be on our calls.
Oh, I know, and I've told him that too.
Yeah.
I keep trying to get him to. I really wanted him to do the thing with Coit, but he kind of petered out on me. So
yeah, that's all right.
I'll get there.
Yeah.
Yep.
PJ's my great support, and there's times that he feels like he really wants to get involved, because you get inspired, and it's an amazing opportunity, but it's just not his thing, and that's okay.
Right.
If he doesn't want to reach out to people and be posting all the time, and that's fine. As long as he's my workout buddy and he supports me, that's all that matters.
Right.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
But it's encouraging that he's, doing P90, and he said he's not being perfect. But I said that's not what it's about.
No.
It's about getting better every day and working towards those goals. So that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to do I've had a 3-day refresh sitting here. That's going on this weekend.
Yeah. Have you done it yet?
Yeah, I did one round of it.
And how much did you lose then?
I think I lost like 6 pounds.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
2
But
pounds.
I need it. I have really seriously considered, but I think I've asked Kelly before, but I know she's so crazy busy that she never really, has a chance to get back to people, but about doing the total body reset. But I want more information. I mean, really, it doesn't tell you a whole lot of what it entails. I thought about reaching out to Kevin, because I know he did it with her, just to get some feedback on what all you have to do.
Yeah. I know that she did a lot of the food prep when they did it. From what because I've never done it either. From what I understand, the first week, not that you can have shellfish, but you can have chicken. And then I think after the first week, then you go completely vegan for 2 weeks, is how I understand it. I could have that reversed. It could be 2 weeks and then 1 week, but I'm pretty sure you only get to have meat for 1 week, and then it goes down to vegetarian, and you're doing all plant-based.
Which I would actually really be okay with. Meat doesn't offend me one way or the other, but
yeah.
I feel like I need something to really, I don't know, kind of clean me up or something, just
reset.
Yeah. I mean, because even when I feel like when I am on my game, I don't drop anything. I just stay at the same exact weight, and I'm kind of over that. It gets encouraging.
when you're doing that, like, you're following the fixed meal plan, right?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
And are you following what bracket?
I'm in the top bracket
Okay.
because of my weight.
I mean, you could play around with it and see how you feel if you go down to the.
Which I really think I'm bad because I'm still not sure I really eat enough. You know what I mean? I don't know that I really count all of my containers. I know I don't.
Yeah.
Even when I'm on it, it's too much. It's almost too much food for me.
Yeah.
So I don't. I mean, I like probably get my fruit in. I know I don't get all my protein in. I don't think I get all of my carb in. I probably get my vegetables. So I know that I don't get all of it.
Yeah. See, and I don't get all my healthy fats or my carbs in all the time, but to me, it's like there's a fine balance there, I guess.
Right.
I think that Sherry has also done the Ultimate Reset.
Is she?
Yeah. She might be somebody that could give you some feedback too. I'm trying to think. I don't know anybody else that's done it in the team that I can think of.
And I know it would be a huge disciplinary thing for me, which is also good for me. I mean, that is not a bad thing for me to be disciplined. And I do usually do pretty well with it, but yeah, I've kicked it around quite a while actually.
Might be what you need if you're feeling like you're just kind of stuck and you're already, you're already eating a pretty clean plan. You're following the fix. Sometimes we just need to reset. And sometimes we have to up our calories a little bit. Like I know I was at a plateau for quite a while after I had lost a certain amount and I just was stuck and I reached out to Brooke and Kelly and I said, like, what's the deal?
Right.
You need to eat more because you're burning more. At rest, you're burning more than you were before. So I did up to 2,000 calories, which was a lot. That's a lot to eat. And I finally broke through that 5-pound plateau and got closer to my goal. So it's kind of knowing, being honest with yourself and knowing what you are eating and where you are calorie-wise and kind of thinking, okay, do I need to maybe cut back a little bit or am I not eating enough that I need to really fuel that burn because my body needs more?
Right. But I know I need to do the 3-day refresh just to get over the sugar because I have been a little bad about that.
Yeah, I have been too.
Turning my sweet tooth on. I need to turn it off.
It's hard once you turn it on though.
Yep.
I made PJ take most of the candy to work. I said, get it out of here because I will sit there and eat the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone.
Yep.
And I will not feel bad about it while I'm doing it, but then as soon as I'm done, I'm like,
yep.
You know better.
Such a dumbass.
But it tasted so good.
And I can do really good while I'm at work. And I come home and it's like, okay, well, bets are off.
My video tonight was on that. You should watch it. Yeah, it's like a 4-minute video or something. No, I just said that like you come home from work and you're good at work because you're structured. And then you come home and like you're just kind of tired or you're starving or you didn't eat enough during the day or whatever. So you just shove your face full. So two things that helped me dramatically when we first started was I would just chug a full glass of water before we sat down for dinner because then I didn't feel deprived. And while I was training my stomach to be smaller after overeating for so long. And then I would brush my teeth. Because one, I wouldn't want to brush my teeth again, but brushing your teeth curbs your appetite. Mm-hmm. And then you don't want to snack through the night. So those were two things that really, really helped me in the evening so that I wasn't feeling deprived or and there were still times, that I was hungry and I just kind of fought through it, but those things helped pretty.
It's not even that I'm hungry. I just know it's there.
Yeah.
I know it's there. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you brush your teeth, you won't want to brush your teeth again. And
right. Get over that. I got to get over that bad habit. That's what that is.
Yeah.
The bad habit.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we got on the phone and got to chit chat a little bit. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I would love to do this at least once a month. If you don't mind scheduling one, we'll do one and touch
Okay.
base and see how things are going. Is there anything that I can do to help you reach out more? Maybe text you every couple of days just to see how things are going? Like, is there anything that would help you to keep more accountable or feel like you would keep on track better?
Honestly, no. It's my own brain, and I know that I'm my own worst enemy. I'm my own worst demon. And I know that. I mean, I know what I have to do. I totally get it. It's just doing it.
Yeah.
I have the space now. I just need to do it. And it's making them, or, you know, sitting down with them and saying, okay, this is what we need to do to make this work. And Hannah is kind of on board with it. I mean, she really, you know, her and I have talked, and she says, well, Mom, I can help you with that. I can help you get organized. I can, you know, that's her deal. She's OCD to the max. So organization is her thing. So it's just me telling her, say, okay, this is what I really want to do, you know, and she, I know she'll help me.
Yeah.
Matt's probably worse of a people person than I am. So I know that he will never be a coach's coach. I mean, I just know that. I know that he will not be the one to reach out and to talk to people and to grow his business.
Yeah.
If he does, he blow me down with a feather because, yeah, that's not going to happen. I thought he was going to, you know, he has to talk in front of people. He, like, goes into heart failure, so.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, we talked about that at the party. I remember that now.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah, the Maz class almost did him in.
come here and say hi.
Hi, Beckett.
Come here and say hi to her.
Hi, buddy.
Is that cool? He's gonna make. There you go.
How are you?
Say good.
Me.
Me. You see you?
It's Mom.
Yeah, that's Mom. Can you blow her kisses?
Mwah.
She love you.
Wow.
Mwah. You want to say hi really quick before we let her go? We got to take baths. You say hi? Say hi.
Hi, big guy. I hear you're tying your shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She can hear
That's awesome. I'm really proud of you.
Bye. Thank you.
Say it louder.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're getting so big.
Yeah.
We should put a brick on your head to stop you from growing.
But he stopped himself by banging his head into a table today.
Uh-oh.
Okay, say I love you.
Bye.
Bye. Love you, honey.
Bye.
Oh. All right, Mama. Well,
All right.